Hey, it's another installment of Skip'S Sauntering Snippets, and today we're going to talk about a segment that was on This Week with George Stephanopolous, one of the Sunday morning shows, and they had a brief piece on gun violence. Well, as we all know on the right, there is no such thing as gun violence. There's people committing violence, and that's a crime. Guns are just inanimate objects, and before the grandson ever lived here, I once took out one of my guns, put it on the table, and left it there for several days. Never moved, never pulled its own trigger, no discharge, no bullet hole through the window, the wall, a door, the ceiling, or into through the floor. It just sat there doing nothing. What the left doesn't want to tell you and refuses to do anything about it is that people commit crimes. It all depends on what they're using: a knife, pickaxe, pitchfork, or a gun. But anyways, when you read or watch that segment, and I'll put it up in just a little bit, not once did these people on that segment talk about DAs not formally charging these people who have committed violence and allegedly a crime. They did not once talk about a judge throwing away the keys after finding somebody guilty. They showed not one person mentioned that when they were talking about ghost guns and the camera swept a table full of guns, and nobody ever said, these aren't ghost guns. In fact, they're just regular guns that you could find on any FFL's, federal firearm licensee's, retail gun shop. In fact, they never even defined what a ghost gun is. Right now, that's the favorite phrase of the left in trying to deny us our constitutional rights. What's a scary ghost gun? Well, we've been making our own guns since the Revolutionary War, and it's not illegal to make your own gun at home. You just can't give it away, and you can't sell it, but you can make it for yourself. They refuse to do that. No one even mentioned that 24 states now have passed constitutional carry here in their states. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, I have to admit, signed it here in New Hampshire back in 2017, and we are among the safest states in the nation, even though we no longer have to go to daddy government and say, please, may I exercise my Second Amendment rights? In fact, I haven't seen a problem. All of those screams and wailings of the roads would be rivers of blood have never occurred. The problem is that hardly anybody said these cities are a problem. No one said that rural areas have no problem at all. In fact, they admitted the major cities are the ones with the problems. The major cities are also the ones with the most gangbangers and gang warfare over turf, and who's getting to collect the money, sell the drugs, and do all the other crimes in which they just happen to bring guns along with them in case they run against other gangs. Then you see what we saw this past weekend, and you'll see that on the clip. The rural areas are actually fine. It really comes down to culture. The culture has become degraded, debased, and coarsened. We've been watching this since the 1960s when the left has decided that if you get rid of the norms and the stigmas that keep people in line outside of the regular legal environment, society norms, well, we all say that might be legal, but you really shouldn't do it. Those have been pulled away one by one. I've often written that culture, our society, is like a brick wall, and when you pull enough bricks out of it, it falls down. Congratulations, progressives. You've pulled enough bricks out, and now you're trying to blame your policies on something else that can't speak, can't write. It just sits there on the table. But it's your enemy. No, folks, all gun crime is to be abhorred. The problem is, it's like the broken windows theory of policing. If you continue to let it go without punishment, without putting away those miscreants who have figured out that they really can't live under society norms and say, hey, maybe I shouldn't hit somebody. Maybe I shouldn't knife them. Maybe I shouldn't shoot them. Maybe by taking away the brick that says all life is precious and that you shouldn't shoot somebody just because you're having an argument with them, or that somebody has something that you want, the idea should be that maybe I should work harder to earn it for myself. But these people, not so much. It is the degraded culture. And until enough of us normal people stand up and say, enough of this nonsense, we will make fun of you, we will make sport of you, we will avoid you and shun you until you start to learn to act right. Better than kindergarten stage. In fact, most kindergartners I know act better than most of these crime-ridden gangbangers who commit most of the crimes. Take away the top 5 counties in the nation, and our gun crimes, our murder rates, fall to that of the Europeans, which the left are always trying to say, we ought to be more like Europe. No, how about you guys go to Europe and leave the rest of us alone? I'm Skip, and this is the latest installment of Skip's Sauntering Snippets. Thank you.
Croc TV.